Okay, hello and welcome to the first of many basic theory and music kind of term videos that we're going to be doing. Today is going to cover rhythm and subdivision. So, rhythm in general in music is really this idea of subdivision. So, subdivision is just when you take the beat of a song and chop it up. So what is the beat of a song? So the beat of a song is a steady pulse or tap of your foot, or it could be a metronome. Usually in pop and rock music, that's generated by the drummer. But in like the case of classical music, that's controlled by the composer. So it might be a little less obvious, especially when you're listening to it. The tempo, or rather, the beat might feel a little bit more fluid because the musicians follow the conductor visually. That's not really the way things work in like a small ensemble setting, like in a jazz band or a rock band or whatever it might be. So the tempo of a song is really the speed of the beat, and this can be relative. This can float and this can move around in like a rock band as well. So like in Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, they rush in the end of that song. But for the most part, especially if you're listening to like dance music, this is going to be very steady and constant and even, and it's not going to change. We're going to be taking a look at 4/4 time. We don't need to worry about both what these numbers mean yet. We'll talk about that later down the road. It really just means there's 4 beats or 4 taps of your foot per measure. Is basically what that means. So taking a hop over here, I'm going to show you just what my metronome sounds like. I unfortunately can't have it loop in Guitar Pro, but at least you can hear the metronome sound. So those are going to be our quarter notes. So the 4 different rhythms, that's going to be the beat of the song. So I'll play it again. And that's just basically going, just counting to 4 over and over again. So the 4 different subdivisions that we're going to be taking a look at are quarter notes, eighth notes, eighth note triplets, and 16th notes. And you can see kind of visually what's going on here. Right now we've got 1 note per beat. Over here we've got 2 notes per beat. Then 3, they're all kind of beamed together. And then 4, all beamed together. So the different words that we're going to be using is either 1, 2, 3, 4, just the beat that you're on, for quarter notes. Then we're going to have eighth notes, which is going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we're going to have triplets. There's a couple different words you could use here. I'm going to use 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And then finally, 16th notes, which is going to be 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Now, it's important to point out that this and is the same as this and over here. They line up in the exact same location. Now that could be really important, especially when you're playing guitar using hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, whatever it might be. It's really easy to rush where that point would be when you're playing like 16th notes. But if you're aware of it, you can start to kind of line stuff up better. 16ths are really important. That's like the language of really all genres of music, and especially when we start to take a look at more complicated 16th note rhythms, that can really kind of give you a headache. So, what we got going on right now is I'm just going to have it play, and it's basically going to go through quarter notes, eighth note triplets, and 16ths, and you can hear the guitar sound that's being generated in Guitar Pro. It's just going to play on top of, or going to play those different rhythms. So you can kind of begin to internalize them, and here might be a great idea to grab your guitar, see if you can kind of play along. So, just start it from the beginning. So those are the 4 different rhythms. I'm going to play it again. I'm just going to kind of count along over top of it so you can really hear what I mean by how to use these words to keep track of what note you're on. So I have it just playing the note C, which is 5th fret on your 3rd string of your guitar, over and over and over again. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Now that's really going to be really important when we start playing more and more complicated rhythms. Like let's say we're playing 1 and a 2 E, we're hopping all over the place with 16ths, keeping track of what beat and little kind of subdivision that you're at is going to be really important. So another important thing to kind of point out here is that the beat hasn't changed. It stays steady. What we change is the subdivision, or kind of the guitar part relative to the sound of that metronome inside Guitar Pro is what I'm using right now. So I'll slow it down a little. I'm going to slow it down to 70 and let it play again. Whoops, I typed 69. And that way, if you're playing along or you're just starting to get your alternate picking going on and stuff, you got more of a fighting chance to make it through it. So now we've got, why is it 68? I want 70. Alrighty, so here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a. So I'll slow it down one more time. I'm going to slow it down to 60. And again, grab your guitar, see if you can play along. It's just 5th fret on your 3rd string the whole time. I'm going to count along as it goes again. So try to do that. Either say it out loud as you play or think it inside your head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So those are our 4 main rhythms. Now, obviously, normally when you're playing a song, you're not going to be playing the exact same rhythm over and over again. In other words, it's not just like a bar of quarter notes, a bar of 8th notes, a bar of triplets, a bar of 16ths. We're going to be mixing it up. Maybe play a beat of a quarter note and then a couple 8th notes, triplets, 16th note rhythm. And it's that mixing and matching that we're going to really work on. But just to kind of introduce the concepts and let you see what the base elements are, that's why I've got just the same rhythm going for each measure over, just each one on its own so you can hear it go cleanly from one to the next. So those were our basic beginner 4 rhythms. We're going to learn to try to play the pentatonic scale with them, and then we're going to branch out and do arpeggios and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, good luck. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to hit like and subscribe. Also, message me if you would like the Guitar Pro file. I can always send it to you so you can play along with it just on your own computer. Thanks again for watching. Bye.